I'm overexposed, man. The lighting is too good in here, man. The lighting is too good. I'm used to that terrible lighting in that basement, man. Lighting in here is too good, man. Lighting in here is way too good, man. Yeah, man. I'm in the hotel, man. The whole teasy, man. Oh, sheezy, man. Uh, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm in Harlem, man. I'm in Harlem, man. Harlem is weather's not bad in Harlem. What's up? Weather's not bad in Harlem right now. Weather's not bad in Harlem right now. Harlem is beautiful, man. Took a nice brisk walk through Harlem today, man. Got me some food at a steakhouse. Got me a burger and some fries at a Mexican steakhouse. I don't know if it was a Mexican steakhouse, but it was all Mexicans working in there. Yeah, it's a nice day. I have my daughter with me, man. I just be pushing the stroller, so I don't have nowhere to walk when I'm in New York. I know one thing though, like I'm a sun man, so I blend in Harlem. I'm a sun man, man. I blend in. Harlem's big though, man. Harlem's like a city, man. More than a neighborhood, man. Glider survival tips. Put your shoulders back, keep your chin up, and don't make a lot of eye contact. Yeah, man. Shoulders back, chin up, minimum eye contact. And if somebody asks you for some money, just do like this. Sorry. Yeah, yes. It's 125. Yeah, 125 is that part is gentrifying. Yes, definitely. But still, or everything's relative though, because it's like it's like saying Africa's gentrified. Like, you still gonna go when you go to the market, man. You ain't gonna see nothing but a bunch of Africans, man. Yeah, man. This is early, man, because my daughter, we all in one room, man. I can't go live at night because we all in one room. Everybody in one room. It's hard to go live when we all in one room. I ain't nowhere near Dykeman. I'm on 125th, man. 125. I thought Dykeman was the Bronx, man. I'm I went to Aldi's, man. They got an Aldi's around here, man. I went to Aldi's, man. It's not the camera, it's the lighting. No, I'm not going to Times. I don't have any plans to go to Times Square. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't have any plans to. I'm not planning on going to Times Square. I used to go to Times Square when I was young, when I came up here, but I haven't been to Times Square for 30 years, man. 25 years, maybe. I haven't been to Times Square in 25 years. 20 years, something like that, maybe. Maybe 20 years. Yeah, man, I'm hanging, man. I'm hanging in there, man. In this bitch. Stay off Lexington. Yeah, I pretty much stay off everything, man. Yeah, I worry about me. I got my daughter with me, man. I'm just I'm just a man, the father, man. I'm not. I don't even. I don't even. I ain't even. You go to Flushing for a pedicure. Oh man, yeah, I do need a pedicure. You right, man. Salute. Yeah, yeah, Floyd's Kingdom, man. There's a bunch of stuff going on, man. A whole bunch of stuff going on, man. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, man. Uh, you got a white student sues his historically black college for $2 million over racial discrimination, man. My man suing the HBCU, man. Don't you know that's illegal, man? You can't sue a HBCU, man. White people getting bold this week, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, black people. We gotta shut this shit down, man. First you got Dilbert, and you got the teacher from Ferris Bueller. He talking shit too. Now you got now you got goddamn this dude suing Howard University. This white dude suing Howard University, man. What the hell going on, man? Come on, y'all. We gotta shut this shit down, man. White folk getting out of line, man. White folk getting out of line, y'all. White folk getting out of line, man. The hell? Yeah. Make sure you join the Patreon, man. Patreon, we I think we got 30 something over there. Ain't nothing too strong, but we got about 30 something. Make sure you hit the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, support the channel. He said, drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute, man. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. Don't worry about it, man. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. Man, you white folk getting out of hand, man. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Who do y'all think y'all are, man? Who you gliders think y'all are, man? Don't y'all know? See, we messed up when we canceled Dilbert, man. But the teacher from Ferris Bueller talking shit too. We gotta get him, man. We gotta cancel him. We gotta cancel Ferris Bueller, man. That's funny, man. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, Let me get this up here. Uh, there we go. Hold on one second. Yeah, link is in the description box. Link is in the description box, man. If you want to come up. Yeah. Uh, yeah, link in the description box, man. Everyone's welcome, man. Yeah, so anyway, let's see what this white guy did, man. What happened with this glider, man? Michael Newman, the plaintiff, attended Howard University School of Law starting in the fall semester of 2020 and remained there for just 2 years until he was expelled in 2022. He is seeking $2 million in monetary damages for pain and suffering, emotional anguish, and damage to his reputation. So Howard says they're going to vigorously um, fight this. The guy says he suffered depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. Okay, here's what happened. When the glider raised concerns over his treatment at the school administrators, the law school's dean allegedly denied that Caucasian students at Howard Law, and Newman in particular, faced racial discrimination to any degree. Following discussions of the glider's purported racial insensitivity, students learned of a tweet from the glider's private Twitter account that included a picture of a slave bearing his badly scarred back with the caption, but we don't know what he did before the picture was taken. Newman claimed the tweet was mocking commentators who attempted to explain away videos of police brutality by claiming the victim must have committed wrongdoing before the video started. He alleged the students responded with references of his race. Okay, so this glider, he tried to go woke and went broke. Okay, we see what happened here. He went woke and went broke. What's up, Stunner?
What up, Og? What up, Nation? Yo, he went woke, and it didn't turn out right for him. Didn't work out.
So he posted a picture. You know that picture with that slave with all the stripes on his back,
I know exactly what you talk about.
and he thought that they were going to get his because he's basically saying if you guys are asking what a black man did deserve to get killed by police, then you must be asking what this guy deserved to get whipped. You know what I'm saying? He was doing one of those numbers, right?
Well, you remember Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes wrong,
Yeah.
when going woke goes wrong.
And some people didn't get it. I don't think that some people were offended by it. I think they just didn't get it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it totally went over their head. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're so their sensitivity is set so high that they can't get jokes and all that kind of shit. They're going straight for the jugular.
Yeah.
Calibration's way off.
Yeah. He tried he that was a risky. That's almost literally like you like trying like a fucking triple backflip at the Olympics when all you need to do is like you got the gold. You at Howard, you in law school with all these teams. All you got to do is do a regular fucking dive into the pool. And he tried like a triple somersault cartwheel. Like no man, there's too much man. They not they it went over their heads and now they think you're racist. They so they basically accused him of being a racist for that.
Plus,
Wow.
Howard has a special kind of wokeness, like that's like more sensitive and deeper penetrating than a lot of other places. They turned
Yeah.
my little conservative cousin into a wokester leftist.
Damn. Damn.
The brainwashing is real.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
But you still got people out there that'll be saying like, "Oh, it's just a legal theory. Don't worry about all this shit. It's not actually being taught in any schools anywhere."
Oh no, it is being taught everywhere it can be
Across the
taught.
nation.
Only places not being taught is the places where it just can't. Like maybe like there's some like fucking backwoods, Peckerwoods that got like a school somewhere in like fucking Appalachia or somewhere. But everywhere else is fucking being taught. Salute the laughing dog, man. He said Prince Saint Pizza in Little Italy, Soho. Best I ever had in my life. Gorgeous hybrid girls everywhere too. Oh man, you know the hybrids, the buyers, the buy-bys. Um, I gotta check that out if I get a chance. Prince Saint Pizza, man. Salute the freshman, man. Freshman is I think freshman is overseas, man. Freshman is Europe, man. Salute the freshman, man. All right, let me get to this other story, man. It's a lot going on,
Did
man.
that say they called him Mayo King?
Yeah, they talked
Mayo
about his
King.
appearance, man. You know how it is when you get mad. When we get mad, we talk about your appearance.
Oh yeah, some people ain't got nothing else to say but your appearance.
Yeah, that's what we do. We gonna talk about your appearance. We gonna talk about how you look. That's what we do, man. It just
Crispy,
is.
natty, this and that.
Yeah, it just is what it is, man. Okay, so we got this school, this town in Pennsylvania, outside of Philly, man. This restaurant outside of Philly, Chick-fil-A restaurant, it bans unaccompanied minors. Citing unacceptable
Who could
behavior.
that be? Surely it's a bunch of unaccompanied brat gliders, right?
Oh yeah, but it gets deeper, man. You gotta, it gets a little bit deeper. So this is Royersford. Okay, Royersford, 90% glider, 90% glider town outside of Philly, right? And it says it mentions the loud volume and conversations with explicit language, mistreatment of property, disrespect of employees, and unsafe behaviors like walking through parking lot and drive-through lanes. As you can imagine, it is not a pleasant experience. The post states, we want to provide a comfortable and safe environment for our guests and staff, and also to protect our buildings. Therefore, we cannot continue this. So they're saying basically that it's just really bad out there in this 90% glider town. Now let me just show you something, because it's right outside of Philadelphia, and it's, well, not right outside, but an hour outside of Philadelphia. Um, let me show you the map. Okay. Okay. So green is safe, right? Green is safe. Okay. This is Royersford. This is the town where the Chick-fil-A is, right? Everybody got that? This is the town where the Chick-fil-A is at. And this is a very safe town. I'm talking about extremely safe, okay? Like they got, look at their crime grade. Look at, they got an A, they got a C basically, an A plus. An A is all around it, and then it's a C. Hey, okay, and a C. Now here's the problem though. Here's the problem. When you go right down here, it's an F. So who lives here? Who lives 5 minutes, well, across the river? Who lives right across the river from where this Chick-fil-A is?
You know who?
Now, I can tell you this: it's not
It goes
90%.
from A to F.
It's not 90% gliders. I can tell you that, but it's funny how like all those gliders, that 90% glider town, those teens can't go to Chick-fil-A now without their mommy. You can't go to Chick-fil-A without your mommy for doing nothing.
Well, pretty soon it's going to be all kids are not able to go outside past the, from 3 to 3 a.m. or some shit, And yeah, I mean, what can you do?
I mean, this is...
Son, kids are ruining it for everybody.
The people at the Chick-fil-A have had their first run in with the housing project residents over there, and they do not like it, and they do not want it becoming normal in their area. Now, the only problem is the way that the housing situation is being done in the country right now. They're going to have one of these housing projects in their city across that river very soon.
They already got, listen, if they're dealing with it just from it being across the river, they need to knock the bridge down. It's a bridge. They need to just vote to knock the bridge down, man. Because I'm telling you, man, if a lot of this is just access. It's just like in DC, we got a mall, Tyson's Corner Mall. Safest, one of the best malls in the country. I mean, exquisite. I'm talking about like fucking, they don't even have a downtown locker room or fucking a last stop or, City Connects. They don't have none of those stores. Everything's high end. They don't even have J.C. Penney. They don't even have nothing like that. Just high end stores. They built a train line, an extension to the metro to go out there. Boom, just like that. There's a shooting every week. Just like that. A lot of this is access, man. Those people might want to find a way to, like, I don't know, put a toll on the bridge or something. I don't know how you do it, but bring it here. Good.
The screwed up thing, I don't know if it's screwed up, but I mean, this is just the way it is. You'd have much more effect from this shit if you just banned sun teens from going to any of these places. You'd see 100% reduction in whatever the problems that they're having.
But this is a nakedly racist country. That's why I tell you, man, the fact that they're able to push that. If this was a nakedly racist country, what you said would have been the first thing they did. They would have just looked at the tape, seen, all right, or just ask the people at the store, the employees, who's giving you the problems, and they would have did exactly what you said.
Yeah.
If this was a nakedly racist country, not only would the Dilbert creator not be canceled from here to Timbuktu, but he would be leading the presidential polls for 2024.
I mean, what he said wouldn't have even have been made note or notice. There would have not been a news story about it because that would be the common logic of all the gliders in power if this were truly a nakedly racist country.
Facts.
Yep, it would. No one would have been shocked. The fact that everyone's gasping and clutching their pearls off of what he said proves that it's not a nakedly racist country. He's like, God damn, he's just crazy. But they're able to peddle that, and it's just the fact that they're able to peddle that and never gets any pushback. Is just who's the guy the teacher from Ferris Bueller who said some slick shit about Aunt Jemima or some
What's his name?
shit? Let me see. The teacher, because I want to know if they're going to ban Ferris Bueller. If they're going to take.
Oh, that's Ben Stein. He's Juice Crew.
Oh, okay, he's cool.
Yeah, he's major Juice Crew.
But still though, like I mean, that's a battle though. That is going. That's like Clash of the Titans, Juice Crew versus the Sun Man. Oh shit, because wow. Yeah, are they gonna ban Ferris Bueller, man? I mean, come on, man, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, this is ban everyone till there's no one left.
This shit is crazy, man. This shit is
until all you've got left is a bunch of Sun sycophants.
Shit is absolutely crazy, man. Oh God. Let me get to this St. Paul shooting, man. This is salute to everybody joining us during the day, man. This is a impromptu, man. I got to do it earlier here, man. Me and my wife, everybody in one room. That's the difference between staying in a hotel and staying in Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? When you stay in an Airbnb, you know what I'm saying? You can go off and go do your thing. When you stay in a hotel, it's just like everybody just right there. Just a whole different situation, man.
That's why I only do Airbnb.
You only do Airbnbs?
Yeah, unless I don't have the option, because sometimes you just don't have the option. But when I do have the option, it's Airbnb for that express reason.
See, New York Airbnb, New York is different, man. It's so expensive and it's very hard to find good Airbnbs in New York. I mean, especially in what they call the city, Manhattan. It's an arm and a leg, man. So we just stayed by the
Yeah. Sometimes it's just too expensive in some places.
Yeah, but I would definitely, I would say from all the traveling I've done, I definitely say, man, stay in the Airbnb if you can, especially if you got kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got kids and you work and you doing live streams. You doing live streams, definitely get Airbnb. Oh man, but yeah, let's get into this, man.
Tonight, we're learning more about one of the victims killed in a shooting Saturday at a celebration of life in St. Paul. Larry Giles Jr., known to many as Chef Hot Hands, was one of 2 people killed. 3 others were hurt.
This is the after the celebration of life after the funeral of some kid who got stabbed, right? And this is they killed the fucking chef. They killed the guy who was fucking catering the event. They pulled up outside. Well, they didn't pull up. They drove by and shot into the building. Killed him and another person and shot 3 other people.
Fucking Christ, man.
So they didn't mean to kill him. if that's any consolation, we're trying to kill him. I'm sure that makes the family feel a lot better.
Yeah,
Man.
well, some idiot liberal out there will be like, well, that's, maybe they did kill him. They didn't mean to.
It wasn't
The fact of the
intentional.
matter is they meant to kill somebody the moment they they sprayed the building, right? That's the whole intent.
Yeah, they meant to kill somebody. They just didn't.
Or at least the intent is to like intimidate and, to assuage their pride, right? But I mean, I'm sure they're aware that they could be killing somebody doing that. It doesn't even occur to them, I'm thinking, is really what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so fucking sad, man. This guy's there. He's catering the event, and I mean, he's lucky if he heard the gunshots. Cause you're catering, you're moving around, you're working, you're busting. You're the one working. Everybody else is having a good time. You're keeping fucking the trays full. You're taking the old trays back. You're filling up shit. You're making sure everything's, you're busting your hump.
As police continue their investigation, our Kirsten Mitchell brings us reaction from the community of Centerville, where Larry made a lasting impact.
I don't know if anybody's got anything bad to say about him.
By lunchtime Sunday, nearly everyone in the small town of Centerville had heard the news.
This kind of shocks me, actually. I'm surprised.
A beloved business owner, Larry Giles Jr., was one of 2 people killed in a shooting Saturday in St. Paul.
Nice guy. Very, very outgoing, cordial. He's always willing to help anybody.
Larry, a husband and father, was known as Chef Hot Hands. He was raised in Hugo and opened his restaurant in Centerville, offering family meals and catering.
Well, Larry came to us as a city council, I would say about 3 to 4 years or so ago. And when he first approached the city council, it was as this guy that was just full of energy, that wanted to buy land and open a restaurant. He was this enterprising young man that really had.
Right. Like he's in this all white town. And fucking
Klan probably spun the block on him.
He's thriving. He out here thrizniving.
Thrizniving.
I mean, he's thriving out there. He's fucking upwardly mobile.
Yeah, his sun is shining, man.
And he went into the city for a goddamn funeral. End of life celebration. Fucking that, he's fucking dead. Shit.
So this wasn't even for his son family then. I sort of thought that's what you were talking about earlier.
No, this was for a son family.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
It was. Well, then what did Scott Adams say?
This is the suburb where he lives in.
I got you. Well, Scott Adams did say it's probably in your best interest to stop helping some people.
Yeah, it definitely was for some. Someone pulled up outside and sprayed into the building, killing 2 and injuring 3. That's a son.
I mean, you could tell it's son because who else in this country is shooting up life celebrations, funerals, balloon releases? Nobody. There's no one else. It's not even conceivable.
Larry, a husband.
I mean, it's my God, it's maddening.
Larry, a husband and father, was known as Chef Hot Hands. He was raised in Hugo and opened his restaurant in Centerville, offering family meals and catering.
Well, Larry came to us as a city council, I would say about 3 to 4 years or so ago. And when he first approached the city council, it was as this guy that was just full of energy, that wanted to buy land and open a restaurant. He was this enterprising young man that really had big dreams.
Mayor D. Love fondly recalls judging a chili contest with Larry this past fall.
He's looking.
I think you're muted.
The mayor of Hugo, Minnesota is a son, man. What are the
Hugo, Minnesota?
Let me see the.
Larry made a lasting impact.
Hold on.
Many as Chef Hot Hands was one of 2 people shooting Saturday at a celebration of life in St. Paul. Larry Giles Jr., known to many as Chef Hot Hands, was one of 2 people killed. 3 others were hurt. As police continue their investigation, our Kirsten Mitchell brings us reaction from the community of Centerville, where Larry.
Centerville. Okay, let me see the demographics in Centerville, man.
the mayor of every city in Minnesota is a Sun man. I think.
I mean, yo, man, what the fuck? What the fuck? Saying Hugo. Okay. Um, 83% white, 7% black.
7%. That's two over enough.
So the mayor of the thriving fucking businessman, the mayor. Hey, listen.
And this is like the heartland of America, right? I mean, Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
biggest
racist.
the biggest threat that both of these men had, or that this man had, is that Antifa or BLM or somebody get mad about something and come through and burn its stuff down.
Exactly. If he stayed in there, his problem was he left. He went to St. Paul, where the demographics are a little bit different.
That wanted to buy land and open a restaurant. He was this enterprising young man that really had big dreams.
Mayor D. Love fondly recalls judging a chili contest with Larry this past fall.
He's looking at it, he's talking about the colors and the vegetables and the things that made him an artist. And it was really noticeable to me as a layperson who just likes food, a guy who really was deep into that side of the business.
The Quad Area Chamber of Commerce tells me Larry was determined to build his business and a better life, saying he was enthusiastic about being involved in his community and that his food brought people together in beautiful ways.
Thanksgiving, he had a huge layout there for anybody who wanted to come over.
The community remembering Larry for his warm smile and generous heart.
Every time we had events, he was involved in it. He came out, he cooked food, he sold food. And just to lose that as a part of our community will be really a miss and a loss for us.
In Centerville, Kirsten Mitchell, WCCO 4 News.
Doesn't look
It's
like
still
one person
unclear
from
what led
the
to
party either. Like nobody there made a statement.
Yeah, I mean,
When they catch the random Sun man that did this, they should make him the slave of that chef's family for the rest of his life.
Miss Mandy said food desert. Goddamn right, man.
Shit.
You're turning glider towns into a food desert now.
Oh shit, man! When I was a kid, they used to always show those Sally Struthers used to be always over there with the little kids with their bellies poking out, and now I understand how those things happen.
How Africa became a food desert.
I mean, shit.
Yeah, Aldi's didn't want to set up shop there neither.
It's just bizarre, man. Like this, and listen, man. That's why I say multiculturalism. I promise you, man. I'm a Sun man. I want to know if it's Sun if you agree with this. If you don't, it's fine. But we would be fine if it was just us with all this crazy behavior, all these things we see. If it was just us, we would be fine. We'd just be fine. We wouldn't know the difference. It's the multiculturalism that's making this look so bizarre. It's that other groups have to, you know what I'm saying, with the canvas. It's like if you put black paint on a black canvas, you don't see anything. If you put black paint on a yellow and fucking tan and white and brown canvas, then you see the black vinegar, right? I don't know. What do you think?
Do you think it's that they see other places working correctly, and that is what makes them aware, or because certainly it doesn't in Africa or wherever, it's 100% sun. These things are not happening. These protests, these calls for better conditions, but wherever they go in the United States, in mass, it seems to tear those conditions down. So is it the fact that they're not there anymore, or they're noticing them being torn down, or that they see other places in the same country are doing differently?
I think it's just not a nature. It's just kind of like if you got a tree in your backyard and there's no fucking beehives to be seen anywhere. and a fucking flock of bees comes to your fucking city, your neighborhood, and then you go out there and say, "Hey, it's a beehive in the tree." Like it's just natural. It's just nature. I think it's natural. I don't think it's anything like concerted. I think this is just natural. It's like when we go somewhere, we do what we create what we create our lifestyle, which is we don't need all that stuff. We don't need all this stuff.
Right. I mean, if you were there from the beginning, a lot of the facets of society that we take for granted in the United States wouldn't exist from rip, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we're fine. And we're fine without all that stuff. Like I promise you, man, that sun people, if this was a completely sun country, oh shit.
damn,
You
throwing hands over there.
come on, Meanie. What's up? Hey. Oh. Yeah.
Now, I was going to say, even that example, you remember when the Sun Man stole the chips and he ended up going to jail? Like, if it was just all sun, like, we don't think that's stealing. So, it's
No, they
just,
would have. I think they would have. They would have fucking flogged him within an inch of his life if he was lucky.
oh,
Right.
the person that stole it, yeah, I just meant him finding it on the ground.
Was a sister that
Oh,
owned
you're
that
talking about
store,
that
right?
one.
Yeah.
He's talking about that one. Yeah, they wouldn't have thought that was stealing. No.
The one that picked it up, like,
No,
in
no,
his mind, that's not stealing. It's
right?
just-
No, that wouldn't have been stealing. That wouldn't have been stealing. No. But if he had stolen from, if he
Oh,
had
yeah.
actually stolen, if they'd have caught the guy who picked up the display and put it in the back of his car, they would have flogged him within an inch of his life. And that would have been, he would have been lucky to get that.
He probably would have killed him. Yeah, he probably would have died. Hot Black, to answer your question, we can't protest against a black leader. They'll kill you.
Yeah, that seems
Oh,
to be
yeah.
the problem for sure.
They'll kill you. Like,
Pookie and Ray Ray have the black community by the balls in the same way that black community has the white community by the balls.
yeah. No, I mean, if it was someplace in Africa and you try to protest against the police, it's probably not going to work out in your favor.
Not exactly. No, you're going to be on the wrong end of a machete.
So when gliders allow their freedom, it's like some man's going to take advantage of it and think it's some type of weakness, you know?
Yeah, I hate to say the cliche like you give an inch and take a mile, but that's pretty much what's going on here. And Aka's mentioned before, he's observed there's no brakes on that train, right? So there's no self-regulation, generally speaking, that's going on. So if it's allowed to happen, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to go one direction.
Yep.
And I mean, stuff like this in the past would you'd have the whole one or two incidences like we see every single day would have frickin' Dan Rather or Ted Koppel or whoever, these old glider newscasters on the news saying what can be done about this Negro violence problems that's beginning to plague America's cities. But now you can't even get anybody to acknowledge anything close to that.
And the old glider also knew how to keep America in order, keep people in check.
Right, with
Now
force, essentially.
Yeah, now you guys got soft. you let everybody
Yeah,
else.
it's hard to deny that fact, man. I mean, I don't like to say that, but the proof is in the pudding.
I think about that glider from the news often now since I've seen it, honestly. And it just amazes me in how short a period of time did the Marxists or the communists or whoever, whatever, pretty much shut down the ability to even have a conversation about certain things. And once you get to that point, how can you get to a solution?
It's really interesting how it's happened in this country. Most times in history, it seems like the way that that's done is you end up with a black bag over your head, or in the gulag or something like that. But here, it's economic evisceration or social pariahism is what happens to you, and that's almost as effective as literally making you disappear.
Salute to the freshman, man. He says, what the sun is doing is molding the country to their nature. The world they live in of laws, science, and precision that the U.S. was built on is incompatible with how they see. Yes, exactly. That's why I said, like that thief, he would have been beaten half to death or killed. There would have been no, well, this is a grade 1 offense, so you get this much time. This is a grade 2 offense. Oh, this is manslaughter. This is, it would just be very, unprecise. Even if we whip him with an inch of his life, we're gonna kill him. We'd be done.
Yeah, all that great stuff is too abstract for the Sun Man.
Yeah,
You did it or you didn't.
There wouldn't be any nuance to that shit, man. I'm not saying we wouldn't have laws or we wouldn't have fucking, we have less laws and we would have, it would just be more direct. Everything would be direct. Everyone would know what it was. You know what I'm saying? It would be no nuance. Everybody would know. You wouldn't be under no fucking auspices or whatever the fuck like that. It was something
Pretense.
Pretense, yeah. You would know what it was. You would know what it was.
In the span of less than 24 hours, 2 shootings in St. Paul happened following 2 different funerals. Community and state leaders are speaking out saying that.
Oh, my bad. They were 2 different funerals. So they were
2 different funerals?
Yeah, both shootings were after 2 different funerals.
I would say unbelievable, but
in one city. This should be the national news, you know what I'm saying? This should be like, well, we had a shooting outside of a funeral in Los Angeles and a shooting outside of a funeral in New York, all in the last month. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what? This is one day, one city. Jesus Christ.
In the span
92?
of less than 24 hours, 2 shootings in St. Paul happened following 2 different funerals. Community and state leaders are speaking out saying that it needs to stop. Heidi Wigdahl has a look at what they're saying and the latest on last night's shooting.
What was supposed to be a celebration of life following a funeral turned into the mourning of more lives lost. St. Paul police say they were called to a shooting at King's Crossing in Frogtown just after 5 p.m. Saturday and arrived to a chaotic scene. Police say after the celebration of life, a fight broke out and shots were fired in the parking lot. 5 people were struck, 2 of them killed.
We really need you to pray for our city. Pray for St. Paul. Pray for Minneapolis.
Reverend Ronnie Patterson with New Hope Baptist Church was comforting families at the hospital. 2 people went to Regions, one of them in critical condition, while a 3rd victim was taken to United Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
We are tired of having this press conference. We're tired of the words disgusted and senseless and frustrating.
This is the 2nd shooting following a funeral in St. Paul in less than 24 hours. Governor Walz responded on social media calling the gun violence unacceptable and saying, quote, "I'm committed to increasing public safety funding, getting illegal guns off the streets, and addressing gang activity to curb the cycle of violence." Representative Betty McCollum said, quote, "We must partner at all levels of government to find solutions." The latest shooting happened outside local businesses, including Marla Smith's Consciously Beautiful salon.
When bad things like this happen and tragic things like this happen,
bruh,
we have to stand up and we have to literally show.
Hot Black's axiom: the amount of beauty supplies and salons in a neighborhood is directly correlated to the level of gun violence in the neighborhood.
It's proximal. It's because it's proximity.
Yeah, they are in proportional ratio.
Now, it's important to note that, again, I believe that man that was talking about, we're tired. Yeah, he's the mayor of that city, right?
Wait, with the glider guy on Twitter? Oh
No,
no. Yeah, I don't know what he was.
Him. Yeah, him. Is he not the mayor of St. Paul?
Yeah, that police chief.
So it definitely obviously does not stop the problem.
Yeah, just say it's unacceptable and keep
right.
pushing.
And I don't understand why the sheriff said, this needs to stop. They all keep saying that. Why are they not saying we're gonna stop it?
Because they can't. Like literally, The police department, they just have to pray every time they send an officer out in the Sun community on a call that he either doesn't get killed or come back with a fucking murder warrant on his head for something that happened.
For doing his duty, basically.
Yeah, man, they can't stop it. And listen, man, even if they had the ability to go all out, right, that still wouldn't stop it because, like, it's always a level. It's a level of this, like, like with the crime bill. Everyone now is looking back on the crime bill era as like, wow, we didn't know how good we had it. And all those cities were still fucking rough as shit. It was just
Yeah, but
manageable.
it was just more contained.
Manageable, yeah, it was
Yeah,
manageable.
yeah. Like I don't think anybody here is under the pretense that all of this shit is finna go away, right? But at least you can at least contain it and manage it. But again, like what I was speaking to earlier when you stepped away is like putting all these Sun men leftists in. It don't solve the problem either, and they don't have any magical touch over the Sun teams or any of that shit to stop anything.
And I hope glad to see that. I hope glad to see that. Like
They
this Sun
don't,
man
though.
doesn't. This Sun man ain't got no fucking street cred. He don't got no. He can't
No
go and
answers.
talk to the people because we had a mayor here, Marion Barry, and he was down. I mean, he was the downest mayor you could. Like he got caught with crack. He was when he was at his heyday. He would pull up his fucking limo would pull up in certain hoods and he would hop out and get served by some the dope boys on the block. This is the '80s, the middle '80s, before he got popped in the hotel room. He was, he was down, Sun Man, and he had no fucking touch for that shit. There was nothing. He couldn't go out and say, "Hey y'all, put the guns down." And people put the guns down. Hey y'all, stop killing the kids. And people stop killing the kids. Hey y'all, let the old people. Old people need to be able to sit on their porch without getting hit with strays. Nothing he could say could stop anything. In fact, during his reign of being the downest, most homeboy, I'm talking about he was Kwame Kilpatrick times 20. They called the place the murder capital. It was known as the murder capital instead of the nation's capital. So it's like there's nothing that these Sun men bring. They don't bring anything extra. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of politician doesn't bring, or that a Martian politician, or goddamn ape, or a fucking zebra, or anybody you put in there, they bring nothing
Or
extra.
Republican.
Yeah, exactly. They bring nothing extra to the table with being Sun. There's no, they don't provide anything like some fucking pixie dust or nothing. There's nothing.
The words disgusted and senseless and frustrating.
This is the second shooting following a funeral in St. Paul in less than 24 hours. Governor Walz responded on social media calling the gun violence unacceptable and saying, quote, "I'm committed to increasing public safety funding, getting illegal guns off the streets, and addressing gang activity to curb the cycle of violence." Representative Betty McCollum said, quote, "We must partner at all levels of government to find solutions." The latest shooting happened outside local businesses, including Marla Smith's Consciously Beautiful salon.
When bad things like this happen and tragic things like this happen, we have to stand up and we have to literally show that we are not going to be intimidated by, senseless acts of violence to make us feel like we need to move. And we're going to continue to serve our community and treat it with respect.
Now, this happened outside an apartment that provides affordable housing for seniors. I spoke with
They shot up the senior outside the senior. Like there's no red lines.
Barbara Birch, who says she heard continuous gunfire and lost count of how many shots were fired. When she looked outside her window, she saw a large crowd in the parking lot. Barbara also saw 2 cars drive by with people shooting out of them. She says the community room is open to the public to use, which is something she and other residents have expressed concerns over.
The community room at the old folks' home is open for the public. My God.
What?
God. He just said that, I promise you.
How many shots were fired?
When she looked outside her window, she saw a large crowd in the parking lot. Barbara also saw 2 cars drive by with people shooting out of them. She says the community room is open to the public to use, which is something she and other residents have expressed concerns over.
You know what's fucked up is like the sun, a sun group outside of a remembrance of life is indistinguishable from like a sun group outside of the club at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, and because the main reason is because another sun group will come and fire with them. Like those people outside that remembrance could have been in fucking dress clothes. They could have all been on their finest.
Yeah,
They-
it may well have been, right?
You know what I'm saying? It could have been all in their finest, just coming to pay respect. But because they're who they are, and their enemies are who they are, what's up? Let me cut this short, guys.